What is going on, guys? It is Valley. Today we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about Xdefiant before it comes out and when it releases. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about Xdefiant, game modes, factions, guns, even secret guns in the game. Yeah, and you heard me right. Some stuff I don't see anyone talking about. Additionally, at the end, we're going to talk a little bit about the esports side. And if you're looking to get into that, stay till the end. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Discord, anything. Valley MLG, and I would love to answer your questions. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get going. So let's go ahead and talk about maps. You can't have a first-person shooter without some banger maps. So we're going to be talking about the map, kind of what it's a little bit like, and what game modes are on it. And like I said, this is just from the last couple betas I played, so it could change by the release. First, we have Arena. This has Domination in it, which is 3 points you can capture. You get a point every second, and whoever has the most points by the end win. Occupy, which is Hardpoint, where whichever team is on the point, it changes every 60 seconds, and every second you're on, you get points, and first one to 250. This map is basically a small little paintball arena, so it's a really awesome map for high kill games. We have Attica Heights, which has Domination and Occupy as well. Basically what this is a high-rise building complex in an urban area with tall buildings. It's really good for snipers and all that. Next we have Dumbo, that has Domination and Occupy. This is set in like a city area, busy city area with a lot of overhead structure. Pretty fun map, really good for competitive. Echelon HQ, which we have Domination and Occupy as well. This one is inside, I would say like an agency building, really tight quarters, very good. Next we have Emporium, which is Domination and Occupy. It is basically a large retail store or like a marketplace with a little bit of an outside area, shopping district type thing. Really fun area, really good for competitive as well. We got Liberty, that has Domination and Occupy. This is a really fun area. If you guys are familiar with this map, it's got the Statue of Liberty on it, and it's just kind of like a military setup outpost. Next, we have Mayday, which is Domination and Occupy. Mayday is basically a map that is surrounded by a crashed, I believe that is a presidential plane. It's pretty popular for being known as a really good sniping map. It's got the plane in the middle. Everyone's pretty familiar with that one. Next we have Noodleplex. This one has Domination Occupy. It's kind of like a school campus area. Really awesome, really cool. Then we have Pueblito, Domination Occupy. It's inspired by Far Cry, and it's set in a small rural tropical environment. Pretty cool, pretty fun. Showtime, which is Domination and Occupy. It is a sports venue, like a stadium arena, and it has some wide open areas. It's very similar to Arena. Next, we have Meltdown, and this one actually has Escort and Zone. Escort is one of those modes where you push the machine, it goes with you. Team, you have to get in as fast as you can. It's really popular in Overwatch. And then, of course, Zones, which is basically Domination, where you have to get one zone, then the next one, and so on and so forth. Meltdown is the map that has a beginning snow area to this, I would say, more of a machinery kind of outpost area. Next, we have Midway, which has Escort and Zone. It's a military and naval setting. The map could be set on an aircraft or a naval base. There's also some underwater combat. Next, we have Zoo, which is Escort and Zone available maps. This could be set in the zoo park and a whole bunch of animal exhibits. Times Square, which is Escort and Zone. This is basically a map that has a cityscape. You go into the subway area, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. If you kind of see, there's a whole bunch of maps to go around. I didn't do a great job explaining all of them just because we have a limited time, but there's so many different areas, maps, modes for this game that it's crazy to think about it. You know, we go from a village to maybe a city to, you know, a paintball arena. It is so vibrant and beautiful. But yeah, that was all the maps. I hope you guys enjoyed that section. Next, let's actually talk about the game modes that we were kind of talking about beforehand. Let's go ahead and go a deeper dive into the modes. I know I talked about a little bit in the past area. First, we have Dominations. Players must capture and hold 3 control points on the map for as long as possible while defending against enemy attacks. Next, we have Occupy, similar to Domination, but with a twist. There is only one capture zone that keeps them moving around the map. Players need to move from point to point to capture the zone. Hotshot. This mode takes inspiration from Call of Duty Kill Confirm mode. Players eliminate opponents to drop an emblem, which opposing teams must pick up to earn points. There's some linear modes. This game features long maps with starting and end points with limited rotations. These modes are Zone Control, similar to Domination and Occupy with a twist. There are 5 zones for players to capture or defend, and the attacker's goal is to unlock and progress through these zones. The defender's goal is to prevent this from happening. Lastly, we have Escort. Inspired by the payload push type title in such as Overwatch, Black Ops 4, players push a payload robot to the starting point to the end point with a capture point in the middle. The attackers need to get the payload to the end goal, while the defenders need to stop and reach the finish line. So there's a lot of awesome game modes, and I know for myself, I've seen or heard a lot of, let's say, 10 more game modes coming in the future, so I'm excited to see what they add in the future. Another massive part about FPSs is the weapons. This is going to make or break the game, and really a lot of people are going to like it or dislike it because of it. So let's go ahead and go very short about the guns. These are pretty normal. First of all, we have the assault rifles. We have the M4A1, pretty consistent every FPS game. It's that balanced gun overall, good shooting, good recoil and everything. The AK-47, another mainstay of FPSs. It is a very powerful but very hard to control gun. The M16A4, it's the M4, but it's a 3-burst gun, so it shoots 3 bullets, and usually it's about a 1 tap in the head. Next, we have the ACR 6.8. The ACR is going to be that new kind of gun. If you played Modern Warfare 2, you know. It's a very good gun. And an actual secret gun that I don't hear people talk about much is called the MDR. It is a hybrid between SMGs and ARs. It's in one of the playtests. I haven't heard anyone talk about it in any YouTube videos, any forums, or anything. But in my opinion, it was the best gun that I liked. It was the best hybrid, and I'm not too sure what happened to it. Next, we have the SMGs. We have the MP5, which is the pretty mainstay, pretty balanced overall gun. We have the Vector. You know, it's going to be a very fast fire rate, very fast killing gun. We have the P90, which is, of course, is just going to be an awesome middle ground with a 50-round mag, very fast fire rate, low damage, but just 50 rounds of bullets just frying. Next, we have the MP7. It's going to be a very fast fire rate, very fast mobile gun with a very fast time to kill. It's basically one of the meta guns right now. So I would say the Vector and the MP7 are the best SMGs. ARs right now, it's the ACR and the AK. We have the shotguns. We have the M870, the double barrel, and the AA12. LMGs, we have the M249, the RPK, and the M60. The marksman rifles, we have the MK20 SSR, the SVD. Next, we have the sniper rifles, M44, TAC-50. And finally, the pistols, we have the M9, the 6.86 Magnum, the M1911, the Deagle, and the 93R, which is a burst gun. Now, if you notice the assault rifles and SMGs, I told you what they were. I'm just not a fan of shotguns, LMGs, marksman rifles, snipers, so on. I don't really use them much, so I can't really explain them that well. So a lot of you guys have probably used it or tried the game out. I definitely recommend using the assault rifles and SMGs the most. The TAC-50 was probably my favorite sniper I used, just the consistency of it. Now, I saved the best for last. We're going to be talking about the abilities, the factions in Xdefiant. This is what makes Xdefiant Xdefiant. These factions are going to be very important to how your playstyle and how the game is just going to be in the future. So for the factions, we have the Cleaners, the Echelon, the Libertad, Phantoms, and DeadSec. Now, we're going to go in depth with what each one is. We're going to start with the Cleaners. These are going to be your fire characters. It's going to be active ability, Firebomb, Incinerator Drone. The The passive trait is Incinerate rounds. So you're going to put people on fire when you shoot them, and their ultimate is going to be a Purifier, just like in Black Ops 3. Next, we have the Echelon. This is going to be kind of your spy information character. Your active ability is Digital Ghillie Suit and Intel Suit. Pretty self-explanatory. Passive trait, low profile, so you stay off that mini-map. And the Ultra ability, which is the best part about this kit, is the Sonar Goggles. That's going to give you an ultimate ability to see through walls for your whole team and one-tap anyone you go against. Next, we have the Go Libertad. This is going to be your healing faction. Your active abilities are going to be the Bio Vivid Boost and the El Remido. These two things are insane. They're going to heal your team. They're going to heal you. Make sure to use it on the objective. We have the passive trait being the Espiritu de Libertad. This is going to make you heal anytime you're not in a gunfight. It's going to be very OP. And their ultra ability is the Medico Supremo. This will give you 200 health to anyone in your area, and you're basically invincible when you're in there. It is insane. Next, we have the Phantoms. This is going to be kind of your Gibraltar, your support character. We're going to start with the active ability being the Blitz Shield, which is kind of like Blitz from Rainbow Six Siege. The Mag Barrier, which is going to be a barrier you could shoot down that has a couple hundred points of health, and you basically cut off any area. The passive trait is the Harden. It's going to give you some extra health. You're going to take reduced damage. And your ultra ability is going to be the Aegis. Aegis, yeah. It's going to be basically a Gibraltar bubble you can walk around with that you have a gun. So if anyone comes in, you blast them. Next, we have the DedSec. This one is one that a lot of people haven't used, so I'll probably go a little bit slower. So the DedSec is going to be your hacking ability. If you ever played Black Ops 3, there's a character known as Blackjack. He can take people's abilities. So you have active abilities Hijack. That's going to let you hack other people's technology. The Spider Bot, which when you throw it down, it's going to cover someone's face. Super annoying. The passive trait is the Fabricator. This is going to allow you to take other people's abilities. And the ultra ability is Lockout. It's going to shut down everybody's abilities, their actives, their passive, and ultras. And it's going to basically make everyone have to run and gun to survive. Now, like I said, that is the factions and all the characters in Xdefiant. Of course, there should be some more coming out soon. But in reality, that is what makes Xdefiant Xdefiant. Without these faction characters...